Hi, welcome to Subtle Yoga. My name is Sam Leonard. I'm the director of Subtle Yoga Charlotte. And I want to welcome you to this CD, this DVD, and I hope that you will enjoy what you find inside. This class is a class that will take you to deeper layers of understanding of yourself. We're going to move from body practices to practices of the breath, and the breath that prepares the mind for stillness, and the mind that prepares the heart for prayer. And all of the practices that you'll find inside are completely accessible by most body types, most regions, most nationalities, most genders, most ages. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So when you sing kirtan, are you filming right now? Oh, you can film this. That can go in the video too. I don't care. That's my personality. When you sing kirtan, the words, because the sounds of the Sanskrit words are going to come from here or here or here. So, taking these deep breaths and then feeling, even if you don't know what the words mean, even if you feel like it's trouble translating, don't worry about it. Just feel the words here and project them out. The idea is to sing with one voice. Singing so that your words fall upon the ears of another, but that we all come together as one voice. All right. Start softly.
Om Shanti. Om Namah Shivaya. Shanti. Om Namah Shivaya. Shanti. Namo.
If you need to change out your feet, please do. We're going to sit for just a few more minutes. I'm going to introduce you to a breathing style that's going to help you. It's going to help your asana practice move from a deeper place, from the breath itself. So if you're all comfortable and vibrating happily, you're going to sit up tall. Feel your sit bones grounding. And let your spine grow up tall like a plant out of a pot. I'm going to kind of draw the ears back over the shoulders and allow the shoulders to settle down. If you want to shake them out a little bit, you can. Shake out your arms a little bit. And then we're going to pick one of those mudras that we learned. Right? And just start by noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. Spontaneous, easeful, natural rhythm. Allow the breath to be a little bit of effort, but not work. And remember that we use asana to prepare the body for breathing, and then breathing practice to prepare the mind for meditation. We use meditation to prepare the heart for deep prayer. And so if you are not feeling the breath right now, that's okay. We're going to work on that in the next hour. For now, let's just focus on placement of the breath, the sensation of the breath. Let's try the tip of the nose. So drawing in careful breaths, feeling the sensation at the tip of the nose. Maybe cool air as you inhale, or warm air as you exhale. But let your breath become a little bit more careful, slow, long, so that you feel as much sensation as you can at the tip of the nose. You might actually start to feel a little special there, a little pixie dust. And from there, we're going to go a little bit deeper. I want you to notice that you have two nostrils that the air passes through. Some of the air brushes the tip of the nose. Some of the air brushes the nostril itself. But two untouched streams of air go right back into, let's just call it, the center of your brain. and they meet there. The tradition places Soma chakra right here, which we'll learn about. But if you continue to draw careful breaths in through the tip of the nose, feeling that special sensation build right there at the center of your brain. Maybe it's a cool sensation. Maybe you can think about it as a growing ball of cool prana. And now bring your awareness to the center of the throat. We're going a little deeper. So now the air passes the nose, the center of the brain, and now the center of the throat, drawing that cool air right there. So every time you breathe in, you can feel the sensation at each one of these landmarks. Wonderful. Now go a little bit farther. We're taking it past the nose, center of the brain, center of the throat, now down into the center of the chest. Maybe behind the heart. Nice cool ball of energy growing. Maybe you start to feel a little more motion in your chest as you make room for this pranic ball. Careful inhalations. Long, slow inhalations so that you can feel center of the nose, center of the brain, throat, chest, and then take it down behind your navel and imagine the breath gathering, a cool convergence behind the navel. Stopping at each landmark along the way. Some of you may want to stop here. Some of you may take the breath all the way down to the pelvic floor. You may need to relax the pelvic floor in order to do this. Now, we've been working strictly on the inhalation, the sensations all the way down at each of those landmarks. And now I'm going to challenge you to find the same landmarks on the exhalation. So, if you have stopped at your navel, on the exhalation, after you completed the inhalation at the navel, then you're going to kind of lightly pull the navel in, and it's going to send that, it's like pressing an elevator button, sending that breath back up the same track, like an elevator. Back to the heart, to the throat, to the center of the brain, out the nose. If you've taken your breath all the way to the pelvic floor, there will be a slight contraction of the pelvic floor, almost an imaginary contraction of the pelvic floor, and that pushes the elevator button for the air to go up through the belly, through the chest, throat, forehead, tip of the nose. As you reach the throat on exhalation, do you sense the desire to drop your chin a little bit? Lengthening the back of your neck? Do you sense the desire to maybe have a pause at the top of the inhalation. Let's all give that a try. The next time you inhale from the nose, center of the brain, center of the throat, chest, navel or pelvic floor, go ahead and expand completely. And at the top of the inhalation, close your throat, drop your chin, and kind of bear down a little bit. So you're pulling the pelvic floor up and you're bearing down with your upper diaphragm, and you're locking that prana in, that breath into your body. When you need to inhale again, lift your chin slightly, or when you need to exhale, lift your chin slightly, inhale slightly, and then exhale all your breath out. So it's just a slight, bigger inhalation before you exhale. Inhale, fill the body. I can see your spines undulating with this breath. This is good. Drop the chin, close the glottis, and kind of firm the pelvic floor like you're charging a battery. You're firming all that energy into your body. And then lift the chin, or take a slightly deeper breath in, and then exhale, push the air out from the pelvic floor up. Feel your spine grow tall. One more try. And then notice how that feels. Raise your hand if you feel like you could meditate now. Raise your other hand if you're one of those people that was having trouble meditating last month. So everyone has two hands up. Wonderful. Okay, so I want you to remember this, the pathway of the breath as we do our asana practice, because it will give you some insight as to why we do asanas the way that we do. Because asana's purpose is to prepare the body to breathe in a way that facilitates pranic movement. Okay, so go ahead and shake out your legs. Let's give them a little massage. Some ankle circles. And you saw how that breath practice prepared your mind for some, like a moment of quiet, right? All right, and when you're ready, please come to hands and knees. All right, you're coming to all fours, and go ahead and spread your fingers wide. Hands are wide underneath your shoulders. All right, index fingers are parallel to each other, parallel to the sides of the mat. So for just a moment, bend your arms out to the sides a little bit. We're going to pretend like we're that little bulldog in the cartoons, and press down into the floor a little bit so that you can still bounce. And then scoop your elbows back toward one another, almost like you're pulling your upper arms together. And what does that feel like in your strong chest? Does that feel like your pecs have been activated a little bit? You're going to do the same on your knees, so good for you. All right. And now think about where your shins are. For you, it's going to be pressing into the foot. Think about where your shins are. And if your shins could touch the floor and you press them down into the floor, what would that feel like in your low belly? Everybody do that. Did you feel a reaction in the low belly when you pressed your shins down? Okay, that's just an awareness thing. What I want you to do now is a slight pulling back on the heels of the hands with slightly bent elbows so that you're pulling your heart through, shoulder blades go down, and there's none of this. We just kind of pull the head through too. And then as you exhale, pull the low back toward the sky and drop down, forearms, forehead, then hips and heels all on the exhale. All right, inhale, come forward, start pulling the ground behind you, pulling the ground towards your knees, and pull your chest through. And then exhale all the way back. Good. You can have fun with this too. Inhale, come forward. And think about the flow of the breath. When you exhale, where did you exhale from? Can you find that same flow of the breath in movement? Lovely. 3 more times, please. Chakravakas, it's also called sunbird. It's a great way to get the spine prepared for deeper movements. Wonderful preparatory move. Preparatory. So this is when you pull your hands back towards your hips. And that's the sense of pulling your chest through. And then as you exhale, it's like this. Rounding out your spine. And inhale, pulling your hands back and opening up your chest. And you get you doing all this stuff. Pull back again. Roll your shoulders down and back and lift your chest there. Good. You can lift your chin a little bit. And do a transition pose. We're coming up to tabletop again on an inhalation. Walk your palms forward one length so the heels of your hands rest where your fingertips were. And you want to press through your full hand. Curl your toes under, please. Now, for some of you, this is quite enough, and I want to invite you to come down to child's pose. For some of you that might want a little bit more, I want to invite you to go back to downward facing dog and wait for me there. This is not part of the standard class, but I'm adding it for you guys because it looks like you want to work a little bit. So inhale and come to plank posture. Right? Exhale, pull your belly in, go straight back to downward facing dog. All right. Repeat this and try following that interior path of the breath as you do. So as you exhale, feel the belly, feel the chest, feel the neck, center of the brain, nose, and go forward the same way. And make it slow. That's not something I'll actually break. So we're just going to If I come around and tap you, it's because I see wings on your back. And if you're one of those chaturanga people, you guys don't have any wings on your back because we're not doing chaturanga. We're not hurting your wings in this kind of yoga. So when you feel done, you're done. Then go back to downward facing dog and stay for 3 breaths. And if you're in child's pose and you want to just meet us, that's fine. In about 5 breaths, we're all going to come to standing at the tops of our mats. Kind of stagger though. Take 5 breaths and then move in ways that you need to move. Like maybe there's something you need to do. It's specific to you. And we have 2 new people to induct into our group during this class. So we're going to do Uttanasana. Are everyone's shoulders okay today? Kind of, sort of? Okay. If you're a shoulder person, you're going to do this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Or you can just have your hands on your legs the whole time. That's probably the safest for shoulder people. If you don't have shoulder problems, then you're going to follow this version, this adaptation. Inhale. Now watch, I'm bending my knees. All right? Everyone prepared. So here we're not going to whack each other, but the next one we will. So stay staggered. Make sure your feet are, hips distance apart. Toes are facing forward. Unless you're one of those people whose shin bone goes out like that, it'd be best not to have your feet going out like that. And pick your arm position that you want to do. We're going to inhale, chest open, arms up if you like. And then exhale, pull the low belly in, slightly bend the knees, fold forward. Press down through your heels to lift up through your sit bones at the bottom here. And then inhale, come forward again, forward and up. Same way you went down. And do it again, exhale. Just want to see everybody's posture. Shoulders better this time? A little bit? You gotta move. Right, so think about the path of the breath now. How are you going to do this? What if you moved from the breath path the next few times? If you were, I would not see stick straight backs going up and down. But I would see them coming up. Right? My belly, my chest, my neck, my forehead, my nose. And then I straighten out my nose, my neck, my chest, my belly, pelvic floor. Try that a few more times so you can get that one. Lovely. All right, one more time, all the way down. And here we're going to stay for 3 breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. And if you'd like to press your heels down, lift your sit bones up. That's if your knees are bent. And if you want to come up halfway and then slide down a few times, you can. And if you were following the path of the breath, you would come up in formation. In proper anatomical alignment. Good. Make sure you're not buckling your knees. Lovely. One more time, inhale halfway up and exhale down. Good, and then let's come all the way up, strong back. And hold this up, hold the breath in, maybe pull your elbows back slightly, and let it out. And now, we're going to switch gears a little bit because this is called subtle yoga. You should know it doesn't take much to shift your energy. It doesn't take much. So I'm going to give you a little example of that. Just close your eyes for a moment and feel your state, like this feeling tone that's in your body right now. Maybe you feel, the beating of your circulatory system, the pulsing, or maybe if you hear the whining of your nervous system. What we're going to do is something I learned from a neuroscientist. It's going to change your energy. So if you could please just start, let's say, shaking the left foot. Shake it. Really shake it. And you don't have to shake it. We're going to break a bone. We're going to break your bone. You're going to visualize shaking because you'll get 30% of the benefits just from visualizing it. That's research right there. Like you got a bee on it, flick it. Like you're going to throw a bee at one of the other people in the room. And get your legs really, wobbling. All right, and now let's do the other side. Flick, swish and flick. Swish and flick. Right? Get your hip in there, maybe your bottom starts waggling. And now let's do the arms. So we throw the arms. Throw the arms at the baby in the middle of the ring. Throw them at each other. Flick them out. Lick your hands, lick your fingers. You could be the mother. Why? We could do girl fight. Like that. Okay. Get your mom arms flapping. Who's got mom arms? Bingo! I do. The bingo flaps. Okay. All right. And now your head and your shoulders. And it's fun to wear jiggly jewelry when you do this with your colleagues at work or with your students at school or with a group of doctors who desperately need it. And then you get bouncing. And then let your jaw go. Don't worry about how you look. We all have them. Right? And then you're going to let your voice go. Now throw your arms. And stop. So now how do you feel?
Tired.
Do you have like little smiles floating around on your red blood vessels?
Yes.
Like that's what I visualize. My blood is got little It's like my little blood vessel, my blood cell is like this, and you've got a little smiley face in it. So that's shifting your energy. So now I've got to bring it down. Wah, wah. Bring it back down. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. This is how we change our nervous system. We use the only language that it will understand, the language of breath. And another thing we can do to calm our nervous systems down is what we'll be studying this weekend, which is forward folds. Everyone with their hands on their hips this time. It's less exciting to your nervous system. Breathe in, the elbows kind of go back a little just to open up the chest, right? Because that's the in-breath. And on the out-breath, we pull the belly in and move into a forward fold. Repeat. And exhale down. Keep going. And you'll shift back. Shift back into a state similar to where we were before all the jumping, but maybe a little bit more sentient of a space. So try not to lock your knees. Keep them slightly bent. As you start to feel your nervous system calming down, you can stop and notice. You can hang in a forward fold and breathe and notice. And if it feels good this one time, go ahead and bend your knees, tuck your tailbone under as you pull your belly in. Let your arms hang, roll up disc by disc. It might feel good. We can do that every once in a while. And follow through with big, wide open arms. And then exhale, bring your hands around, down into your arm. Okay. Virabhadrasana 1. Let's all take a right foot back or a left foot forward. This is where you want to stagger because our arms are going to go down to the sides. You're going to bend the front knee. So it's going in the same direction as the toes, but you don't want to go over the knee. And here's the standard Virabhadrasana 1, which we're going to do. Bend the knee, inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. The chest leans forward. And then exhale, bring your hands down, straighten the leg. Belly goes in. Inhale. Exhale. Now, pause right there. I want to add the path of the breath. And I'm going to do this with you. All right, so let's do it together kind of slowly. So we're going to bring the arms up, and the air is going to go down to the chest. All right, and down into the belly. As you exhale, press your front heel into the ground and feel that connection with your low belly. That initiates the exhalation, and the arms go down, and maybe the chin drops. Try it again. Chest leans forward and open. Initiate with the heel. Press into the belly. That might save some of you from some low back problems. Pressing into the heel, the belly automatically pulls in, the low belly. Let's do one more. Inhale. While you're here, press into your heel and see if that doesn't have an effect. Anyone not feeling the effect on the low belly? Stay and breathe. Thank you for taking care of your arms. Do you feel the effect in your, yeah, do you feel the connection? Good. So you're breathing just like you were moving, still full breaths. Anyone stop breathing? Anyone stop breathing? Okay, good. Exhale and bring your hands down. Now, if you have shoulder issues, you can have your hands here. You can interlace them behind your back, clasp them, interlace them, okay? And crazy yogis, often I see them doing this, but I don't recommend that in a public, setting. Let's just do this, okay? Or this. And as we inhale, we lift the chest. And as we exhale, we pull the navel in and forward fold over that front leg. It's mostly straight, it's just a little bit bent. And the arms go up and over if that's available. Pause. And then press into that front heel to lift you forward and up with control. Releasing the arms, sweeping forward, gathering prana. Exhale, straighten the leg, bring the arms behind the back. Right. Inhale, externally rotate upper arms. The chest brings the air in for you. Exhale, and the navel starts the exhale. And we forward fold, hands up and over if it feels good. Pause. Soften the knee, press into the heels, sweep the arms forward and up. Big prana. And then exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Straighten the leg, interlace the fingers. Externally rotate arms, open chest. Exhale, pull bellies in, forward fold over your slightly bent knee. Good. I want you to have nice control. Pause. When you need to inhale, slightly bend the knee, plug into the heel, reach forward and up. Exhale. One last time. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Pause. When you need to breathe in, go ahead and drop your hands to either side of your foot. And you can bend your knee as much as you need to so that you have a nice stable, no, we're down. We're staying down. Drop your hands to either side of your foot. There you go. And we're going to stay right here. So again, that front heel. What about the balls of your feet? Can you press those into the mat a little bit? Maybe lift your toes and press everything else into the mat. And now think about the ball of your, the heel of your foot connecting with the thigh bone of that same leg. And if that thigh bone was to be pushed into that same back pocket to reach you toward the wall, so from the heel all the way through the back pocket, not that one, the other one. Yes. All right. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. You have scoliosis? You would? You do. Okay. Well, your back is very, very crooked. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. To those of you that are shaking, I think that's a really good thing. Always look for shakes when you're doing yoga. One more time. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. That shaking indicates that you're releasing some stress chemicals from your fight or flight muscles. Go ahead and lift all the way up. Your muscle is cathartic. It's having a party. Drop your arms to your hips, step your feet together. Pause at the top of your mat, see how you feel. Do you feel one side lighter than the other? One side heavier than the other? All right, switch out your feet. Left foot forward, right foot back. Yes, right foot forward, left foot back. Yes? We're doing Warrior One. We'll do a slightly different version this time. Okay. So as you bend your knee, you're going to spiral your arms open and press your chest forward. And then as you exhale, press the heel into the mat, connect it to your navel. That goes back and the arms go back. And then inhale, open. A little higher this time maybe. And exhale. So those of you with shoulder issues really want to keep your shoulders down. Inhale, maybe a little higher. Chest stretches, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, back. And a little higher, maybe. Chest forward, arms lift. Armpits getting a stretch, maybe. Exhale. Did you know your armpits needed stretched? One more. Maybe we go all the way up this time. And here we're going to hold. Wherever your favorite spot is, find it. Or you know what you can do? Is you can just kind of move along the hands of the clock until you find that right stretch. When you find it, stay. Breathe in, the chest is wide open. Breathe out, firm into that front heel and connect it somehow to your belly. Good. You feeling a stretch? a stretch. Yeah. Inhale again. And now exhale, press the foot, the heel into the mat, connect it to the belly, leg goes straight and arms go down. And here we go again. Inhale, arms up. Stretching from your front toes through your pinkies. And exhale, bring your hands behind your spine. Interlace your fingers or put your hands on your hips. Inhale, open the chest. Externally rotate upper arms. Exhale, navel in, forward fold. Bring your chin to your chest and your nose towards your knee. Pause. No breath. And then soften your knees, sweep your arms forward. Press into the heel so that you can feel your belly on the way up. And exhale, do it again. Hands behind you. Inhale, open the heart, big prana. Exhale, forward fold. Your knee can be straight. Pause, no breath. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, soften the knee. Exhale, hands behind your back or to your hips. Inhale, lifting the chest, prana, prana, prana. Exhale, forward fold. Chin to chest, nose towards your knee. And release forward and up. Nice long pause. One more time. Exhale, hands behind your back. Inhale, lift the center of your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Put the weight in your heel shine. Good. Inhale, release, soften the knee. Heel plugs into the belly. And exhale, just slowly drop your arms. Hands to your hips. Walk your feet together. And notice how you feel. Everybody turn and face the right side of your mat. So we'll all be kind of doing this in a circle. Cakewalk. Whoever lands on that mat at the end of the cakewalk wins the cake. You guys ever done a cakewalk?
Hey, yes.
We should do a cakewalk at the end. All right. So separate your feet really wide. Hold your wrists out. See, do your ankles fall under your wrists? It's just a rough indicator. You might not want to do that, but you might. Okay. And then feel for the bones of your feet. Kind of lift up from the bones of the feet into the legs, into the pelvic floor there a little bit. Lift so that your buns kind of stop flaring out if they are flaring out. And that way you can lift your chest a little bit. All right, so we're going to turn the left toes in toward the center of the room. And then the right toes in a little bit. And the hips are going to be facing that upper right corner of your mat. So if you had lasers on your hips, put lasers on your hips, then you would shoot the upper right corner of your mat, right? Keep your laser hips pointed there, and then return your shoulders to facing that side of your mat. So inhale and lift the feather with your left hand. And look at it. And feel a little opening here from your hip crease through your fingertips. And then as you exhale, we're just going to shorten the left side as you reach down for the shin. This is not your triangle that you see everywhere else. The right hand lifts. At the top of this movement, you're going to spiral your chest open towards your right hand. Look up, right? That's all on the exhale. Inhale and lift the feather. And then exhale, hand to shin. Spiral chest open. Inhale, lift the feather. And look at it. This is the last time. Hand to shin, the knee is slightly bent. Spiral chest open, look at your fingertips. On the next inhale, you're going to reach those right fingertips toward the center of the room, really stretching from fingertips through your hip. And then as you exhale, reach your hand back up, look down at your left toes. Okay? Inhale, stretch your right hand toward the center of the room, look at your fingertips. Exhale, return your right hand, look down at the foot. Do that again. Inhaling. And exhaling. Spiral your ribs up toward your hand even though your head is looking down. One more time. Inhale up and over. Exhale, back. Even just right there is fine. Look down. Good. Inhale one more time. This one we're going to hold. You can look down if you get tired with your neck. But I want you to stay right here. Now your knee is buckled. So bend it. Bend, 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 bend. It's a different triangle than you're used to. Okay? And the low side is short, because when this is short, that allows this to open up. Now, breathe and stretch your fingers toward the center of the room from your back heel, and then when you breathe out, you just soften the arm back, soften the elbow, right? Just a little bit. And then inhale and stretch over your head. Stretch. Stretch through your ribs. And then exhale and just soften it. You get tired of looking up, look down. And then stretch again, stretch. And this one we're going to hold. 5, 4. Intense. Push your ribs toward the sky. 3, 2. And 1. Come all the way back out and up. Strong pose. You gotta leave it carefully. Right. Hands to your hips. Heel toe your feet together. Stand at the top of your mat. Notice how you feel. And that's a basic triangle. There's a lot more, Trikonasana, excuse me. There's a lot more we can do with that pose that's great for the neck. But that's the basic one we're starting with. Do you feel different on your sides? Does one side feel lighter than the other? Maybe it feels a little ouchier too because it's the first time doing it. Face the other side of your mat. You're going to do the same thing. And did you have a problem up here when I finished?
A little tight.
Okay, and that is the side that, okay, that's the side we're looking. I'll come over. All right, so heels as wide as the wrists, roughly. Okay. And then turn your right toes in toward the center of the room, the left toes in slightly. You want to make sure your hip, your knee, and your ankle are all in alignment. And then put your laser pointers on your hips, and now make sure that they're kind of like firing over the left, yes, the left top corner of your mat. I don't see your laser hips. I want to see laser hips. Good. It's the most fun I ever have in class is seeing laser hips. All right. And then the arms, very good. Now lift the feather with the right hand. You want to slightly bend your knee in this Trikonasana. And then as you exhale, you want to shorten the right side. So like a teapot, short and stout. Reach down for your shin. Spiral your chest towards your lifted left hand. And then inhale, come up and lift the feather. Turn your head back towards your right fingertips. So you're stretching from your hip crease through your fingertips. Exhale, come down. Ground, spiral open, look up at the lifted hand. We'll do it one more time. You don't know this, but your necks are getting stronger. And then exhale down this last time. So your knee stays slightly bent. Okay, good. And now on the next inhale, you're going to reach your left hand over your head. And you can look down, Shari, because it doesn't look like that's feeling very good. And now, can you scrunch this side and open this side a little bit? And your shoulders are not happy, so what I'm going to have you do instead, go ahead now, hang on a second. Go ahead and reach back up and look down when you do. Okay, the next inhale, you reach your hand toward the center of the room and you look up. On the exhale, the hand goes back and you look down. I'm going to have you move like this. All right? So you're going to sweep the arm forward and back. Look down. When you sweep the arm forward, then you can look at the fingertips. And when you sweep the arm back, you look down and stretch this neck. Good. Slower. You're going it down. Next time you're going to stay. Okay? So stay in it. And really, really stretch through those lifted ribs. You can look down if you like, because you're going to really stretch your fingertips toward the center of the room on every inhalation. And on the exhalation, just soften the elbow. Okay? Inhale, really press. Your back foot presses down and the fingertips press forward. And then you can come out of it a little bit. Inhale, the chest widens. Does this sound familiar? Exhale, the navel comes in. One more. Yes, you got it. All right, slowly, carefully, find your way back up to center. And we're going to stay facing this direction. Stay facing this direction. Let your toes face the same direction. Your stance can be wide, it can be short. We're going to take our hands to our thighs again. We're going to inhale and take the elbows back, open up the chest. The chest doesn't just come forward, it actually lifts up. I mean, it's like a barrel that gets really full. And then exhale, pull the belly in, forward fold. And then do that several times, going all the way up and all the way down. Return your awareness, your attention to that path of breath. Unless it's just too much to handle today. I often have those days. I just want to feel my body. I don't want to have to think about anything. The next time you come down, stay down. And if you're already down and you'd like to do the halfway up routine, please do it, but think about the path of the breath. What happens? Last time, and then relax down. While you're down, with your eyes closed and your ears closed, open your inner eye, look inside, open your inner ear, and listen. On the next inhalation, allow your arms to slide up towards your hips first. Halfway through that breath, you'll press down through your heels to lift up with a strong back all the way up. Heel toe your feet together and stagger on your mats. We're going to breathe in, sweep the arms out and up through fields of prana. On the exhale, drop the left arm and lean to the left. And then find a little pause where you're listening, not breathing, and then inhale and bring both arms back up. Breathe out and go to the right. At the end of the exhale, pause and listen. And then inhale and bring your arm up. As you exhale, float your arms down to your sides and maybe soften the knees so you can feel a grounding sensation. Because we're going to go a little deep here to the point where we're going to lift something up. Breathing in. And as you exhale, you're going to whirl your arms around forcefully. Breathe forcefully through your nose too. Grab onto the big toes and you press down with the thumb in the nail bed and hang. And there's no air by the time you get here. We'll do it faster next time. And when you need to breathe in, you will sweep your arms out and up. We refer to this as a reverse swan dive. And you'll pull the elbows back and lift the heart. And pause with the breath in. On the next breath out, which will be forceful through the nose, we're going to reach down and sweep the floor and sweep back up. And exhale and drop the hands next to your sides. In between each round of Padahastasana, we pause and listen. And you feel the subtle sensations of the body as they shift and move. Let's all inhale and sweep our arms out and up. And as you exhale to the left, listen. Inhale out and up. Exhale to the right, pause and listen. Inhale up. Exhale, floating down. Softening the knees, grounding down, now gathering, breathing in. Through the nose, whirl the arms around like fast-pitch softball. Reach down for the toes, push into the toes, and hang with no breath. Feel pressure building in your sinuses. And then inhale and sweep your arms all the way out and up. Pull the elbows back because you're pulling prana into the chest. Still holding the breath here, not in the throat and the chest. On the exhale, through the nose. Float your arms down by your sides, pause and listen. Okay, you've got the hang of that now. Third time, I'll go through with even fewer cues. Sweep your arms out and up. Inhale. Exhale to the left and pause. Inhale, bring your arms up. Do you hear the collective silence? Exhale to the right, pause and listen. That's potency right there. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, sweeping up. Fast pitch softball all the way down to your toes. Pause and listen. Maybe count. Hold the toes, the pressure points in the toes. When you need to breathe in, sweep out and up like a reverse swan dive. Pull the elbows back. The breath is being pulled into the chest, not the neck. And then exhale. And inhale. And then slowly let your hands float down to your sides. Feel the air passing through your fingertips on the way down. Notice. Please step to the backs of your mats. You're going to come down to your toes, down to your knees, and it's traditionally done with your toes curled under. But this isn't always the best place for a lot of people. If you can curl your toes under, you want to separate them out manually because they do kind of get stacked. If this doesn't work for you, you just do it like this. Okay? It's just an adaptation. It's the same pose, same effects. Another thing you can do is you can take your mat and you can roll it up and then put the roll underneath your knees because you'll slide a lot better on the floor. So why don't you all roll the tops of your mats back and create a pillow for your knees. Yep, all the way back. Because you're going to slide on your forearms. She's looking at me like, you're doing it, you're doing it. You got it. Good. Okay. So whether you're on your toes or the tops of your feet, no matter, the pose is the same. I'm going to bring the hands to the heart. This is called Dirga Pranam. You'll know what this feels like when you do it. So watch me the first time, and then we'll do it together. You're going to inhale and bring the arms up. And then as you exhale, you'll pull the low belly in. Dive forward, slide your hands and your forearms along the floor until your forehead comes down. Can you hear me? All right. You pause there, and then when you're ready to come up, you come up the same way you went down. It's going to challenge these muscles. If it's too much of a challenge for these muscles, which it will be if you've had surgery recently, or just if you've, lived a life of adventure, feel free. Okay, you know what I'm saying. You can bring your hands here and push yourself up, okay? And then the biggest thing is at the top of this motion, when you're finished, is you break the energetic circuit and you bring your hands back to your heart. Okay? So now we'll all do it together. Remember, you can use your arms to push you up, you adventurous people. Inhale, bring your arms up in front of your face. Like Esther Williams, you're going to dive forward. Did I just date myself? Pause with your breath out and count and listen. And when you want to come back up, Lift up with your arms still. Lift it. Same way it went down. Arms up. Right? And then exhale. Break the circuit. Bring your hands to your heart. And then do it again. Inhale. And Georgiana, you are definitely going to have to, as you come down, bring your hands down. Because that'll help you. Okay, you're doing good. You're doing great. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Pause and listen and then back up. And then I'll let you do 3 or 4 more all on your own. Yoga asanas, postures, are technologies. It's a technology of the body that stills the mind, or excites the mind, or does something. As you're performing this the next 3 times, what is this technology doing to you, for you? Feel a progression in the feeling tone of your body. A quickening or a quieting. Let this be your last time down. And we'll all pause with our arms on the floor and our foreheads on the floor. As you breathe in and out, feel the space between the skin of your forehead and the floor. Feel the connection of your 2 palms, where they connect. The space between the fingers, where they touch. The space between the palms, where that touches. Everyone take their hands back underneath your shoulders. And then you can uncurl your mat. And then walk yourselves out in prone. So we'll be on our bellies. Okay. Lie on your stomachs with your arms next to your chest. And for some of you, that might be more like your hands, not your forearms, but just your hands by your ribs. And let's stay right there for 1 moment with your foreheads on the floor. First of all, stretch your big toe back, one of your big toes back. And lift the leg, stretch the big toe back. And lift the other leg, stretch the big toe back. And now think about the triangle of your pelvis. And firm the 3 points of your pelvis into the floor. If some of you are struggling with the big toes running into stuff, I'm sorry. And the tops of the feet are on the floor. Yes. All right, so think about your elbows. Think about pulling those back towards your hips. Maybe lifting your shoulders a little bit more toward the sky. Okay. And now don't lift your forehead yet. I just want you to act like you're going to pull yourself forward with your hands or your forearms. Yeah. Yeah. So you're not pressing down to pull yourself forward, right? You're pulling backward on the heels of your hands. It's a tractioning backward with the heels of your hands. And when that happens, your upper back flattens. So that is the first action. Well, actually, the first action is the breath. But that's something I want you to feel. So go ahead and relax that. And then do it again. New neuromuscular pathways being built as we do this. Relax it, and then do it again. Good. Now relax it 1 more time, Now do it on inhalation. Inhale and do that thing again and lift your head. Right? Exhale and bring your forehead back down. Relax your shoulders. Right? Inhale, take your shoulders back, pull back on the heels of the hands, lift your head, and maybe your back lifts you a little bit higher. Not your hands. And then exhale and bring your forehead down. There you go. There's the progression. Try that a few times. And I could make it a whole lot easier for you and a whole lot more profound by just saying to you, follow the path of the breath. What if you did that instead of all the muscular contractions in order? Try that a few times. Recognizing that repeated pressure of your forehead on the floor is doing something. What is it doing? Last time. Now, bring your forehead to the floor. Bring your hands underneath your elbows or down near your ribs or your hips or something, because I'm going to ask you to very, very mindfully start to press your weight into your hands. Feel the reaction of the muscles in your forearms and your shoulders as you press weight down. What happens to your upper back? What happens to your chest when you press weight into your hands? All right. And now what I'm going to ask you to do is very, very slowly move up to tabletop, just mindfully reacting, or mindfully watching the reaction of your body as you push up. That was pretty fast. I'm going to make you do it again. Please. Super slow. What's the reaction of the body? What are you feeling? Armpits? Oh. Oh. Did you feel it somewhere weird? Or was it a lot harder? All right. Okay, so Chakravakasana a few times. Let's add some music to it, okay? We're going to hum because that's good. It's good stress relieving stuff. There's a reason for it. It has nothing to do with yoga. It's all science, all right? So pull back on the heels of the hands so you pull your heart through. You're going to inhale here, and you can lift your chin a little bit more. And then close the throat, equalize the spine, and now you're going to exhale and hum. Inhale, come forward. Pull back on the heels of the hands. Already a Bhujangasana-like feel. Chin lifts. Now neutral spine, holding the breath in. And then exhale back. A few more times and harmonize. Last time. Pause. Listen. With your inner ear. Open up the inner eye. Notice. Please come back up to hands and knees on an inhalation. And then come back down to lying on your back on the floor with your heads facing the center of the room, please. You wish it was Shavasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale into an open chest. Exhale and let your low belly kind of weave down toward the floor and firm and push the air out. Follow the direction of the breath. On your next exhalation, following the direction of the breath, the exhalation will start at the low belly, at which time you're going to bring your right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. When we start moving on exhalation from this portion of our bodies, we will have safe hips, our shoulders will heal, our prayers will be answered. All right. Now do the same. Leave your knee there. Inhale into an open chest, and as you exhale, start with the navel weaving in and pull the left knee into the chest. Gives you a lot more control. Flex your feet, spread your toes. Okay. Now, some of you will want to have your hands behind your knees because maybe your hamstrings are not so flexible. So when I say behind, we're tucking them in between the calves and the backs of the thighs. All right, so if your hamstrings are not so happy today, then do that. Well, we could all start that way. Let's all start that way. Why not? Flex your feet, spread your toes. On the inhalation, send your heels toward the sky. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees into your chest. All right? So do that one more time with your hands behind your knees. Inhale. And exhale. Now, if you feel like you want to bring your hands down by your sides and do that version, you can. Snuggle your shoulder blades under. Inhale, the heels come up and the arms over the head so the backs of the hands touch the floor above your head. And then exhale, bring your arms down, float them down, and the knees into the chest. Okay, so a few more times. If you start to feel pain in the fronts of your hips and that psoas muscle, then please return your hands to the backs of your knees. A couple more times. Inhale. Feel how you have to anchor down through your low belly. Exhale. Love the energy. Inhale one more time. Exhale and stay. So shoulder people, this is not going to be comfortable. There you go. You can hold your legs if you want to in the position. So inhaling. Now interlace your fingers and point your palms toward the center of the room. So you just flip your palms out. There you go. And just stay where you are, Shannon. Okay. All right. So as you inhale, you're going to press through the palms and press through the heels. And as you exhale, you're just going to soften the knees a little, soften the elbows just a few inches. Inhale and stretch the heels and the palms. Exhale and soften just a little. One last time. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale again. Exhale and release. Go ahead and wrap your arms around your knees and hold them for just a moment. All right, place one hand on each kneecap. Allow your arms to go straight. Think about where the roots of your arms are locked into your body. Where do you think the roots of your arms are? Shoulders? Shoulder blades? What is that?
Armpits.
Armpits? Where are the roots of your shoulder? Where are the roots of your arms? If you were to squeeze your shoulder blades together, that would affect your arms, wouldn't it? What's that place between your shoulder blades called?
Your spine.
Your heart. I'm sorry. It's not really quite there. I was a total loaded question. But think about like right behind your heart and pulling the shoulder blades down to that place. That's the roots of your arms. To me it is. So maybe move a little bit from the roots of your arms and let your lower body be very quiet. You're going to inhale with your arms straight. And as you exhale from the roots of your arms, just gently bring your knees into your chest. All right. One more. And squeeze. Okay. All right, very, very slowly. 1 foot at a time, drop slowly to the floor as if you could feel the floor inches before your foot touched it. And Santa, this is one you'll be able to do, but you'll do it on 1 foot, mostly on 1 foot, okay? So your feet are on the floor. They're a comfortable distance away from your sit bones. Your arms are by your sides. Okay? And the feet are hips distance. Good. As you inhale now, press your hips to the sky and go up 1 disc at a time. So into a bridge. Press your feet or your foot down to lift your hips up. And they don't have to go up very far. And then as you exhale, you roll down disc by disc. Good. And then repeat that. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Now, path of the breath indicates that as you begin your inhalation, a few steps into it, your chest should be expanding way before your hips get way up. I don't know, give it a try. And as you exhale, path of the breath indicates that your low belly is going to be dropping way before your ribs do. See if you feel a hollowing out of your lower abdominals as you follow the path. If you'd like to do the next 3 with the arms, you'll breathe in, hips up, and the arms float up over your head so the backs of the hands touch the floor, or out to the sides for shoulder people. And then exhale, roll down disc by disc. And again. One last time. Good. And once you're finished, go ahead and straighten your left leg on the floor. Bring your right knee into your chest. Okay, give it a squeeze. Get that part of your back nice and open. And then hold the left knee, the right knee, with the left hand. Your right hand comes to the floor next to you. So as with everything, we're going to breathe into and out of the pose, and then we're going to hold the pose. So inhale while you're here. Exhale and take your right knee toward the left side of your body. You don't have to go all the way, because we're going to repeat it. Inhale and come up. Exhale and twist. Pull the low belly in as you twist. Inhale and come up. Exhale and twist. One more time. Anybody having any problems with their low backs here? Exhale and twist, and this one we're going to hold. Spontaneous breath into the right chest, which opens more than the left chest because it's free. Navel pulls in. If you'd like to stretch through your right fingertips and maybe find a little snow angel movement with that arm so that you find an ideal stretch, maybe through the armpit. One of the things we like to do in subtle yoga is we like to take every advantage for our own self-care. So maybe you take your left hand across and you massage the right armpit. All of those lymph nodes, some of the breast tissue for breast health. And then we're slowly going to take ourselves out of the twist and hold at the center for a moment. Both knees come in. Don't do too much squeezing. Just want you to feel the momentum of the twist is still in the spine. Do you still feel the twist in the spine? Yes. Let's take a thank you for answering that. A few breaths. And see if that feeling begins to fade. release your right leg to be flat on the floor. Hold your left knee with your right arm. Left hand comes beside you. Inhaling here, exhaling and floating over, rolling over. Repeating 3 more times. As you inhale, the chest is broad. And as you exhale, the low belly pulls in. There's an imaginative sort of lifting of the perineum that helps you push the breath out. 2 more times. Last time. And this one you're going to hold. You might touch your neighbor, that's okay, we're all friends. We're all buddies. Feel the spontaneous free breathing in your left armpit. Notice if your head, the neck feels okay, where it is. Maybe it wants to move, find a new place. And with your palm open, the left palm open, maybe you snow angel that arm until you find a sweet stretch. You might not, if your arm's flat on the floor, you might not find too much of an exciting sensation, but you always can reach the right hand over and massage your lymph nodes. Maybe squeeze that shoulder blade into your body just a little bit more. So in this entire class, we're trying to do things that are accessible to most people. So these are simple, repeatable exercises. We do focus more on function and feeling than we do on form. Go ahead and come all the way out. Okay, bring your knees to your chest. Feel for the twist, the momentum of the twist. And then we're going to do one final posture, which is I'd like for you to roll over onto your side. Santa, can you sit on the floor with your leg extended? Okay. Does anyone have a brick that I can move to Santa? So we're going to come up to seated on our bottoms with the legs crossed. I'm going to give you this because your forehead will be on. Okay. You good to lift your hips? So we're sitting cross-legged, and the right hand holds the left wrist behind us. This is called Yoga Mudra. It's really one of the most important poses. So we inhale, and we exhale. Pause, listen, and repeat. So yeah, bring your forehead down to the brick or to the floor. And if it doesn't go down, that's okay. That's okay. What I would have you do, Santa, is just give us a couple of minutes to catch up with you. And then we'll all do self-massage together. Eyes closed. Yeah, thanks everybody. We needed bricks for that. Now trying the direction of the breath. So one of the ways we can do this, one of the ways we can do this without having to build a tower of blocks is this. All right. And sometimes when you're doing this pose, you'll feel a light switch go on or off, or however you want to phrase it. When you feel that, go ahead and lie back down on your mat. for Shavasana. So we're going to lie down next to you. Go ahead. Doesn't matter which way. But before we go sinking into Shavasana, I want you to just take one hand to the center of your chest and tap it. Tap it so it thuds a little bit. If you could feel it deep down. Self-massage is very, very important to us in Subtle Yoga. And this is just a minor exercise in self-massage. This is actually EFT. Good. And now just lightly tap on the center of your forehead. And if you feel like it, if you feel like you can reach, then tap on the crown of your head. Right at the very tippy top, you might find a little place that feels kind of zingy. It's quite a thud. All right, and when you're finished with all of that, go ahead and relax your arms down to your sides. Feel the support of the floor. Your body's reaction to the support of the floor. Feel the wave-like motion of your breath. Other waves that you feel in your limbs.
You're my water, you're my wine, you're my whiskey from time to time. You're the hunger of my bones as I walk this world alone. Sweet intoxication as your word washes over me. Whether or not your lips move, oh, you speak to me like an ocean without waves. You're the movement that I crave, and in that ocean escape from time to time.
Let's take a slightly deeper breath in. Drawing in increasingly larger, more pranic breaths, begin to animate your body, starting with fingers and toes into the wrists and the ankles. Until you are inspired to come to seated. The center of the brain. Middle of the throat. Center of the chest. Behind the belly. And then all the way down, if you can, to the floor, pelvic floor. Imagine that little elevator of prana moving from each of these stations all the way down, and that it's moving and passing each of these stations all the way out and up. And we're going to do something different now. Once you reach the top of the inhalation, which ends up being at the bottom of your body, going to initiate, like you're going to find the Om down deep inside there. Maybe you find it behind your belly instead. Find the Om deep inside and allow that Om to emerge along that pathway and out through the crown of your head. And it'll be a rolling Om. We won't all be doing the same count of breath. We won't be all making the same sound. It would be nice if we harmonized. Once more. Bring your hands to your heart. May all beings be happy and free from suffering, and free from the roots of suffering, beginning with all of you here tonight. Namaskar. Namaste. Did anybody experience an intensely long pause with the breath out? This is important. We'll talk about Om, where it comes from, what kind of a practice it is. We'll talk about that tomorrow, and especially during Yoga Sutras weekend. So, thank you all. Hi, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the class. If you would like more information on Subtle Yoga trainings, workshops, and classes, please visit www.subtleyogasharlotte.com, www.subtleyoga.com. Namaskar.